Hope. The future is space travel. The future is a vast galaxy. And perhaps a singular word, hope, sums all of that up more than any other. After all, imagine heading out onto a journey into that vast expanse, a journey across hundreds or maybe even thousands of years. What other word could describe such an endeavour? This then is exactly the situation the people of History of Elite found themselves in. In the year 2097, the first generation ship was launched out of Sol in an attempt to colonize the rest of the galaxy. This generation ship was not the only one though. Across the following years, many thousands more were sent out. Generation ships then bear a uniquely descriptive name. Designed and built within an age where faster-than-light travel was not possible, these ships traveled across the galaxy at much slower than light speeds. It meant that to arrive at their destinations would take generations, literally. By the time Elite Dangerous begins, this is all ancient history. Set in the 34th century, Elite finds itself in a world where technology has accelerated to unbelievable levels. But more than a few of those age-old generation ships are still out there, slowly traveling towards their destinations. From time to time, one of these is discovered by players of the game. Each generation ship carries its own unique story, more often than not extremely tragic, and always the crew of the ships are dead. This has changed then with a recent discovery, the generation ship Golconda. Discovered a few days ago, this vessel carries a living crew, a crew who now find themselves in trouble and who have sent out a request for help. How this unfolds over the next few days is entirely unknown. Many players are expecting it to be the beginnings of a new interstellar initiative, and by the time you watch this video, it could well be possible that a new initiative has actually begun. We'll have to wait and see, of course, though, but as of right now, it remains a very compelling curiosity. If it's something that you'd like to see, then right here you can find out how to go and visit it. Now, you can see the location of the generation ship on the screen right here. It's also listed in the video description, so yeah, it's not too far away from inhabited space, a few hundred light years in fact, but based upon the technology that this generation ship would have had, it would have been a very, very lengthy journey to get just this far. Over 1200 years in fact, and many, many generations. A journey which, ironically enough, we can now make in a matter of minutes. Now, once at the generation ship, you may want to explore around a little bit and take a look at the lay of the land and investigate the ship itself. There you will find a number of audio logs, and each of these is spoken, voice acted from a different member of the crew. They all have a different take on their current situation, which is, spoilers ahead, stop watching now if you don't want to hear them, that the generation ship itself, the crew, are in danger and they need help. Now, they've been isolated, of course, for thousands of years. They know full well that humanity outside of the ship has likely very much changed across those years. Some of the crew are more than willing to ask for help, others are more resistant. So it's a story that's well worth checking out. Do head on over that way and take a look. For the meanwhile though, I'll play back just one of the logs here if you want to see it and get a taster of what to expect.
This is Dr. Shay Tandis. Captain Forrester has asked me to summarize the situation on board the Golconda, particularly in regards to a recent outbreak of disease. I must preface this by saying that any attempt to summarize the situation feels inadequate. There is so much to say about the symptoms, the development of our detection methods, and existing treatment philosophies. Nevertheless, I will attempt to speak concisely for the purpose of this broadcast. The disease, known colloquially among the people as the wasting kiss, is a mutated strain of viral nasopharyngitis. One of the drawbacks of living in an atmospherically self-contained structure for hundreds of years is that illness tends to linger. We can't very well sterilize a ship of this size, and with each generation these illnesses adapt to remain virulent. This one particularly so. Antiviral treatments aren't particularly effective, merely delaying the disease's progress. We have confirmed 6 deaths in the past month attributable to the disease. Our medical supplies are somewhat limited. adequate for maintaining health and the occasional serious illness or accident. In the event of a full outbreak, with hundreds of patients requiring treatment, we may be forced to resort to measures such as full quarantine and isolation. When the captain first suggested opening communication with outsiders, I must confess to a certain hesitation. On reflection, it would seem the logical decision for the well-being of the crew. One can only imagine what pharmaceutical advancements have been made over the last millennia. The possibilities are fascinating,